Yes.
Okay, Kinan, I allow you.
Mister, I can't hear you.
Now, do you hear me now? Hello?
Mister, talk again.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Good. Okay, guys, let me just open this camera. Kinan, do you see the board? Kinan? Okay, Murad, Hassan.
Yes, Mister, I see the board.
Do you see the board? Do you hear me very well?
Yeah.
Good boy. Okay, guys, let's start, guys. Prepare your books. We are on chapter 6, lesson 1, the lesson called round decimals, page 303. All of you, prepare your books, guys, on this page and on this lesson, round decimals, chapter 6, lesson 1, page 303, please. Prepare your books there, guys. Okay, now guys, let's remember a few things before we start with this lesson, how to round decimals. We are on page 303, so leave everything, just focus with me here, please. Now, let's remember how to place value, guys. How to place value through decimals and decimals. How to place value in decimals. Now, for example, if we have this decimal 314 decimal 512, 314 decimal 512. How to place value, guys, with this decimal? I will start here, guys. We have two parts. Here we have whole part and decimal part. Whole part and decimal part. So I will start with the whole part here. And the whole part, we will place value normally. We'll call this 4. This 4 is ones. Ones, remember? And this one here is tens. Tens. And this 3 here is hundreds. Hundreds. Okay? So here, guys, we have two parts. Whole part and decimal part. I place value with the whole part first. The first number, we call it ones. The second number, tens. The third number, hundreds. Hundreds. Now, in the decimal part, guys, we start with not ones, we start with tenths. Tenths with THS. Remember, guys, we did that before. Tenths. And the one here, we call it hundredths. Hundred with THS. Hundredths. Hundredths. The D here is light. The D is light. Hundredths. And the 2 here, we call it thousandths. Thousandths. Thousand normally, and THS, and the D here is a light D. Thousandths. So again, guys, how to place value in decimals? In the decimal, we have two parts. The first part, we call it whole part. The part before the decimal, we call it whole part. The part after the decimal, we call it decimal part. Now, how we place value, we did that before. The first number in the whole part, we call it ones, tens, hundreds, normally. And in the decimal part, the first number after the decimal, we call it tenths, and then hundredths, and then thousandths. Now here we can do more. Thousands, ones, thousands, tens, thousands, hundreds, then millions, and as we did before. So this is in general how we place value in decimals. For example, if we have this decimal, 5 decimal 0 412, 5 decimal 0 42. Now here also we have two parts. This is the whole part, and this is what? The decimal part. The whole part, the place value, we have only one number here, so I will call it ones. Ones, okay? If we have a number here, I will call it tens. Tens. So ones, tens, hundreds, and go up. Here, this zero, we call it tenths. We start in decimals with tenths, but in the whole numbers, we start with ones and go to the left. We start with tenths and go to the right. Now tenths, after the tenths, we have hundredths, hundredths normally with THS at the end. And here we have thousands, thousands. This is how we round decimals, sorry, how we place value decimals before. We took that before, guys. Let's remember these things because we need them in rounding the decimal. Now, this is the first idea we need to remember is how to place value in decimals. Now, the second value is how to round. The second value is how to round the numbers, okay? For example, here, let's remember the second thing is how to round. How to round, guys, the idea of rounding, how we make rounding. For example, if we have this number here, for example, this number 25 decimal 042. Now to round, I need to select a digit to round it. To round, I need to select a digit to round it. Assume that I want to round this 2. Assume that I want to round this 2, the underlined digit here. Now I will take a look to the number after it. I will take a look to the number after it. And here it is 5. It is 5. This number here, the circled number, after the wanted digit. The wanted digit to round is 2, and the number after it is 5. Now, if the number after the wanted digit is, look here, guys. Now I have, if the number after the wanted digit is 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, we don't add 1. Do not add 1 to the wanted digit. Okay. Now, if the second number, the number after the wanted digit is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we add 1. We add 1. Look, let's take a look here, guys. Here, I want to round 2. I take a look to the number after the 2, which is 5. Now, the 5 is located here. So I will add 1. So I'll go back here to the 2, and the 2 will be 3. The 2 will be a 3, and all other digits will be 0. All other digits will be zeros. Now, here we have 30 decimal zeros. If after the decimal, all zeros, no need for it. No need for it. Again, I want to round the 2. After the 2, I have 5. And the 5 is here. If you have 5, we add 1. If you have 5, we add 1. Okay? So the 2 becomes a 3. Now, the 2 became a 3. Now, all the other digits will be 0. This 5, 0, the decimal on its place, and all other digits will be zeros. Okay? Now, if after the decimal, all zeros, no need to write it. No need to write it. Do not erase this 0. This 0 is valuable. But these zeros here, after the decimal, if we have a lot of zeros, nothing but only zeros, no need for them. No need for them. So how to round the 2? 25 decimal 042. We round using this idea, and the 25 decimal 042 became 30. Assume that I want to round, for example, let's take another example, guys. Let's take another example and just pay attention here. We took how to place value and we took how to round before. So we are remembering, okay? Now, for example, if I want to round 92 decimal 31, for example, and I want to round this 2 here. I want to round this 2. This 9 has no relation now. The 9 is still 9. The 9 is still 9. I want to round this 2. Now, how I will round the 2, guys? I will take a look to the digit after it, which is a 3 here. Now, where the 3 is located, the 3 is located here. If we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't add 1 to the wanted digit. So the 2 is still 2. and all other digits here will be zeros. Now, after the decimal, I have zeros, only zeros, so no need for it. No need for it, okay? For example, if I want to round 781 decimal 574, and I want to round the tenths, round the tenths. I will search about the tenths here. Where is the tenths? This is the tenths. As we said here, the first number after the decimal is tenths. So here, after the decimal, I have the first number here. This is what I want, the tenths. The question will select for you the digit or will name the digit which you need to round. So I will need to round this 5. This 5 is the tenths. I take a look to the number after the 5, which is 7. Okay, 7. Now, where is the 7 located here? The 7 is here. So we add 1 to the wanted digit. We will add 1 to the wanted digit. The wanted digit is 5. Add 1 for it. The 5 will be 6. Now, the previous numbers will stay the same. The previous number will stay the same. But the next numbers will be zeros. The next numbers will be zeros. Now, these zeros here, guys, these zeros here are not valuable, has no value. These zeros here, guys, has or have no value. So we can erase them. So this number can be 781 decimal 6 only. 781 decimal 6 only. Assume that in the same digit or in the same decimal, I want to round the 7. 781 decimal 574. Assume that I want to round the 7. Now the 7, we call it hundredths. Hundredths. If the question wants you to round the hundredths place in this decimal, where I will search first about the hundredths. Where is the hundredths? This is the hundredths. The 7 is hundredths, not this. This is what? This is ones, tenths, hundreds, tenths, hundredths, thousands. So this is the wanted digit here. So I want to round the 7. Now to round the 7, take a look to the next digit, to the digit after it, not the digit up before it. Next to the right. This is 4. Now the 4, where is located here? This is the 4. If the next digit is 4, we don't add 1 to the wanted digit. The wanted digit is 7, so the 7 is still 7. The 7 is still 7. Now, the previous digits will stay the same. So the 5 is still 5, decimal 187, the same. Now, the next digit will be 0. We only have one digit here, so the 4 will be 0. Now, this 0 has no value. If we have decimal, this 0 has no value, so you can erase it. You can erase it. So the rounded number for this number, if you want to round the hundreds, it will be 781 decimal 57. 57. Assume that this 4 is 9. Assume that this 4 is 9. Now the 9 is here. We add 1 to the wanted digit. So the 7 will be what here? In this case, the 7 will be 8. And the 9 will be 0. But the 0 at the end, if you have decimal, at the end, if you have 0, the 0 is not valuable. So this is the rounded. This is the idea how to round, guys. Let's remember how we place value in decimals, how we round the idea. We select a number depending on the question. The question will select for you the number. Then take a look to the next number. If the next number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't add 1. If the next number is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we add 1. The numbers to the right stay 0, will become zeros, and the numbers to the left stays the same. Stay the same. This is the idea of rounding, guys. Hope you understand it very well. Now, if you don't know how to round, please put your hand before we do exercises together. If you don't know how to round, please put your hands. Please. Hinan and Ghassan. Again, if you don't know how to round, Please put your hands. Ghassan.
Yes, Mister.
Yalla. What's your question?
No. I know how to round, but like we have in the decimals, millionths.
Millions?
Yeah, we have.
Millions like this? Wait. Millions like this? Or like
No,
this?
THS.
Aywa.
We have.
Yes, we have. If we do more, yes, we have. If we here we have hundreds, صح? The last one is thousands, صح?
Yeah.
After it, what it will be? Tens
Million.
thousands. No.
Okay.
Tens thousands, 100,000s, then ones millions, this one, then tens millions, as much as we can, but if we have a decimal like this, 7.324568911112, whatever, look,
Yeah.
yes, we have. This is the 1/10, صح? Hundredths, thousands, بعدين look, tens thousands, tens normally, but the thousands with THS normally, بعدين this 600 normally, thousands.
Then once million.
ايوه خلصنا thousands. Now the 8 ones, look, ones millions. THS. See? So yeah, we have. Why not? We have. But in this level, in grade 5, it's enough to deal
Will
with
not get.
the 3 digits. Do we get enough with this? That's all.
Okay, give me a question.
No, Mr. Wait.
Oh.
Don't ask this. I will give in the perfect time. Thank you. طب. Else. مين عنا؟ جلال.
Mister,
Your question, يا جلال.
what if we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? We will add 1. The way we will have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We will do not add 1.
Give me example, يا Mr.
لا مش example هي. Mister, do you can see this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, if the next number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we don't add 1 to the selected number. But if it is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we add 1. What's the problem?
Why if we have 0, 1,
Because
2, 3, 4?
Look here, Mr. Look here. Look here. This is 1, okay? And this is what? 2. Whole number. This is 1 and this is 2. Right? Got it? In the number line. You know the number line?
Of course.
Good. Now I will divide it here. This number here, we have numbers between 1 and 2, right? Like
no.
1.5. 1.5 is located between 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now let's put the numbers, the decimals, which are located between 1 and 2, okay, together. This is 1.1 and this 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, and I will make it longer to get the 2, okay? I'll make it longer like this to get the 2, 1.5, then 1.6,
1.6,
1.7, 1.8, 1.9, and the 1.9, do not do 1.10. 1.10 is the 2, got it?
Got it.
Look here. Now, if I want to round this digit, 1.3, see?
Yeah.
See 1.3, and I want to round this one. I want to round the first whole number, 1.3, okay?
Yeah.
I want to round this one, got it?
Yeah.
Now, what the next digit is?
3.
3 means the 1 stay 1, and the 3 will be what? 0. And we said if after the decimal, all zeros, no need for it. Got it? So the 1.3 is rounded to 1. Why? Because the 1.3 is closer to 1, closer. closer to 1 than mean
2.
than 2. Got it? So
But
these
even
numbers
1.5
here,
is closer,
look,
closer to 1, not 5.
no, 1.5, it's the same distance between 1 and the 2. Got it? We have the same distance, but we make the 1.5 to the bigger number always. Else, these numbers here are all closer to where?
1.
To 1 than 2. But these numbers here, look, are closer to where?
2.
To 2. That's why if we have after the digit, after the wanted digit, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we add 1
8, 9.
to make it closer here. Got it?
Okay. And then 5 in the middle.
The 5 in the middle, but to avoid confusion, the 5 we will consider it as closer to the bigger number. That's
But
all.
I can't take the 5 to put it 1. I do not want to add.
No, mister. This is rule for math. If you have 5, no, go to the bigger number. Depends on the situation. In the rounding, we go to the bigger.
Okay.
Got it?
Thank you.
Welcome. Now, this is the idea, guys, of rounding. Now, let's do exercises together. Let's do exercises together, but we will do it quickly, quickly. Now, let's go to the exercises, page 305. 305. Yeah. We are in exercises, page 305. If you read the question, and I want hands here. We are on page 305. Let's round the decimals. We start with the question 2 in page 305. Question 1, you can fill the decimal, the places, guys. Here, the first place 7 and the second place 9. Just fill them. Question 1, 7 and 9. It's how to round. If you read the question, you will get it. If you know how to round. Now let's go to the page 305 and do question 2. Question 2. Read around each decimal to the place indicated. You will see the decimal, guys, and the wanted number is beside it. Beside it. Yani question 2, we have 5.476. 5.476. And beside it here, they wrote, it's written hundreds. 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 This is the wanted digit. If this is the wanted digit to round, this is the wanted digit to round. Okay, I will do this. I will do this just as a first exercise. Then I'll select for you to do the others. Okay. Now, first of all, guys. First of all, I'll read the question again. Let's read the question. Round each decimal to the place indicated. This is the place indicated. This is the wanted place to round. So first, after I see this hundreds, I'll go to the question and search about the hundreds. Where is the hundreds? The 5 is ones, tenths, hundreds. So I want to round the 7. I want to round the 7. So I'll take a look to the number after the 7. I will select the number. This is the hundreds. And I will take a look to the number after the 7, which is the 6. Now, the next number is 6. The 6 is here. So we add 1 to the wanted digit, which is the 7. The 7 will be 8. The 7 will be 8. And the 6 will be what? 0. And the previous numbers will be the same. 4, decimal, or 5. Now, this 0 here has no value. This 0 has no value. Do not write it. This 0 has no value. Do not write it. In decimal, no need to write the last zeros. So the rounded number for 5.476, if you want to round the hundredths, it will be 5.48. This 0, the 6 will be 0, guys. Again, this 0 has no value. No need for it. So this is the first answer of the second question. Now let's take this third question together. Yalla, as-sari'a. Third question. What we have in the third question? We have 983 decimal 625. 983 decimal 625, and we want to round the place value also hundredths. Who can help me here? This is the second question. The second question. Yalla. I will start with Al-Walid.
Yes, Mr.
Yalla, Walid. Where is the hundredths here? Which digit is the hundredths?
The 2.
The 2. So I put underline on 2. Then
On
what
2.
I will do?
We will see if the 5 is if we add the 1 to the 2. We
add 1. The next digit is what?
It's 5.
It is 5. Good. So the 5, we add 1 or we don't add 1?
We add 1, yeah, Mr.
We add 1. So the 2 will be what?
A 3.
A 3. The previous numbers here.
Yeah, we will write it in
Stay the same.
6.
Stay the same, right?
Yeah. And
but the 5 will be what?
0.
The 5 will be 0. And this 0, if we have decimal, this 0, what?
We can erase it.
We can erase it. But if you leave it, it's correct. But no need. No need. If we have decimal, the last zeros here has no values. So this is the rounding. 983 decimal 63. Don't forget the decimal, guys, and make it clear. Make it clear, the decimal point. Make it clear in your book. This is question 3. Let's do question 4. Ziyad. No, Isa, then Ziyad. Isa Hajir.
Yeah, Mr.
What's question 4, ya Isa?
28.61.
Again, read.
28 decimal 6.
28, aywa.
Decimal 6.
Decimal 6, and beside it they wrote what?
Ones.
Ones. Hello. Where is the ones here?
The 8.
The 8. Excellent. The ones here is the 8.
Yes.
Now, what I will do?
Look at the number after 8. It's the 6.
It is the 6. Good.
So we will add 1 to the 8. We will make it just 29.
So the 8 will be what?
9.
And the 2 stay 2.
Add the 2. Without decimal.
0, right?
Yes.
Now the 0 here has nothing. No need for it. But this decimal, if it has nothing after it, also no need for it. So what's the rounded digit here?
29.
29. Excellent boy. Thank you. Question 5. Question 5. I have 4.35 tenths. 4.35 with tenths. Tenths. Ziyad.
Yeah, Mr.
Yalla Ziyad. Tenths. Where is the tenths here?
The 3.
The 3. So
they will see the number before the 3, it is 5. The 5
no,
will
the
be
number before the 3 is 4. The number after the 3 is 5. Okay.
after the 3 is 5. So the 5 will make the 3 4.
Excellent. So we add 1 to the 3. The 3 will be 4. The decimal comes down and this 4 stay the same, right?
Yeah.
So and the 5 will be what?
Will be 0.
Will be 0. But this 0 at the end, if you have decimal, no need for it. So what's the answer?
4 and 4 decimal 4.
4 decimal 4, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Question 7. Sorry, 6. Murad.
Yes, Mister.
Yalla ya Murad. Question 6. What we have in question 6?
110 decimal 79. 079.
79. For which place value we went around?
There is 0.
Which place value? What they wrote here?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Hundreds?
Hundreds.
With S or THS?
PHS.
Hundreds. Good. Where is the hundreds here? Tell me.
7.
The hundreds is 7.
Mister, there is 0. There is 0 beside the 7.
110 decimal 079.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let me fix it. 0 decimal 0. Like this?
Yes.
Yeah. So where is the hundreds? The hundreds is
7.
7. After it we have
9. We will
we
add
add
1.
or we don't add?
We will add 1.
We will add 1. It will be what? The 7 will be 8. The previous digits will be the same, right?
Yes.
And the 9 will be what?
0. But we don't
And this 0 has no value, so
no need to write it.
no need to write it. But this 0,
We need.
it. Focus, guys. Now it's like this, right? This 0 has no value. At the end has no value. But this 0 is it has a big value, okay? It's very valuable. It has a big value. Don't erase this or this. Always the ending, the end zeros here or here. Here or here, no need for it. But here, if you have decimal, if you don't have decimal, we erase it? No, don't do that. So if you have decimal only, you erase the latest zeros to the right, like this. This is the answer. Copy. Question 7. Question 7, we have 67 decimal 142 for the ones. 67 decimal 412 for ones. 67142. 67142. Sorry. 142. 142 for the ones. Who can help me here? Amar Muhammad.
Yes, Mister.
Yalla ya. For the ones, where is the ones?
The ones, the 7.
7. ممتاز. Then شو أعمل?
After the 7, there is 1. The 1 is
have
from
one.
the numbers. From the numbers that we don't add 1 for the digit.
So the 7 stay
7.
and the previous
the
will be the
stays
same.
6.
And decimal, all other digits will be what?
0, but we don't need it.
Do we have here else than zeros?
What?
Do we have numbers else than zeros?
No.
So we don't need them. And the decimal also, it's gone. So it's what's the rounded here?
67.
67 only, thank you. This is question 7, guys. Let's do 8. 8. We have in question 8, 1.8 for ones. 1.8, and we want the ones also. Jalal.
Mister, they can hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Jalal. Yalla, 1.8 for the ones. Which number we want to round? Which digit?
The one, I think.
The one. Don't think, Mr. Be sure.
The one.
1. أيوة. Now, what's the next number?
We will see the 8.
8. So, what we will do?
If the 8 with one of the, if it be with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, we will add 1. If
So
it's
let's
not
add 1. The 1 will be what?
2.
2. Decimal, and the 8 will be?
0. We do not
we
need
need
the
it?
decimal and the 0. No,
خلاص,
we do not.
Good. So the rounded or the answer is what? Only?
2.
Only 2. Thank you. This is question
Welcome.
8, guys. Let's do one more question and we got finished. خلاص. Question 9. We have 7.358 for hundredths. 7.358 for hundredths. Now, I will do it, guys, quickly because I still have only 1 minute. The hundredths is the second digit here. It is 5. The hundredths is 5. Now, I'll take a look to the number after it, which is 8. If we have 8, we add 1 to the 5. The 5 will be 6. The previous numbers will be the same. Don't forget the decimal. And the next numbers will be 0. The 8 will be 0. This 0 has no need to write it. So the answer 7.36. This is how we round digits or decimals, guys, for the selected value places. So you select your number, take a look to the next number. Less than 5, you don't add 1. 5 and more, you add 1. That's all for this lesson. Do your homework, guys, and send it. You can, guys, finish the exercises down here, the same idea. See the problem solving and send me your homework on Classera. Thank you so much and have a good day. Goodbye.